Hi everyone, welcome to an extra analysis compilation, and everything that we're going to see today is going to be happening on a motorway. And as normal, I'll be looking into exactly what made these incidents happen. This first clip was caused by a combination of things, but it all boils down to a confusion with the road markings. But here's a little question for starters. Do you think the car that actually causes the problem missed this sign due to where they were positioned with the lorry in lane 2? Well, it's a strong possibility, but that doesn't leave them any excuses in my opinion. They still should have read the script. With where I paused the clip now, you can already see the accident is about to happen, but let's have a quick look at the other factors. Because the old road markings haven't been removed properly, and combine that with the fact that the sun is shining, you can easily see why the car that crashes got this wrong. In situations like this though, staring at the floor often is the biggest confusion. Look up and see where you want to end up. If you started off in lane 3, you end up in lane 3. But at this point that I've paused, you can already see the car that crashes is beyond these markings. So they're probably fixed on the lorry at this point. And you can also see the brake lights on, so they've even realised they're in trouble. Target fixation claims another one. And the irony of the lane in front of them was really nice and clear. Now here's a question for the lorry drivers out there. I know the lorry driver wasn't to blame, however, if you were driving, do you think you would have seen this coming and been able to do anything about it? Lane discipline that's shown on our motorway networks is disgraceful in my opinion. But that's no excuse for this red car that's coming up behind to drive in the way that they do. My viewer who sent in the clip has asked me to blur the edge because this one's been looked at by the police. And the weaving in and out that we've already witnessed should be enough for you to say I need to give them a wide berth. It might even be an idea to move back to lane 1, slow down and just hold station until this risk has passed. The driver of this red car stays to the offside of my viewer for about 30 seconds. And this is because 1 or 2 vehicles aren't moving back to the left when they should. And this makes the driver of the red car go a stage further. Impatience on this level is a big red warning flag for me. My viewer now decides to move to lane 4 to do an overtake. It's not something I would have done, but it's no issues really. But let's have a look at which vehicles are causing the problems. The white one's hardly overtaking the black one, which is hardly overtaking the lorry. And it's these snail races which actually cause most of the problems. And those two in particular have held the driver of the red car up even further. And now they're not happy. Once you spot a vehicle being driven in this manner, it's really important you keep an eye on them. And here they come again. And this time they're going to ramp it up even further. And as we watch the driver of the red car speed off into the distance doing some more undertaking, I'd like to pose this question. Would this have even been possible if everyone was using the roads as intended? And the answer is no. I can't see anyone in lane 1. We're going to watch this one fully first.
There's a car next to you.
Speed up and then indicate. Well, you're coming over in a minute anyway, so.
What's your initial take on that one? Do you think my viewer did everything they could to help out? Or was it the red car driver that was the problem? Let's break it down and have a look. This vehicle in lane 1 has just put a signal on. They wish to move to lane 2 because they're overtaking another vehicle in front of them. So what's the red Mercedes going to wish to do in a moment? They might need to come out, so I'd be checking lane 4 and assessing my options. But instead my viewer closes the space down when the Mercedes indicates.
There's a car next to you.
And all this time there was no one in lane 4. My viewer could have easily moved. but instead decided to make it a problem. Whereas the driver of the Mercedes, although they were a little annoyed by the flash of the lights, they actually did a reasonable job.
Speed up and then indicate.
How my viewer now accelerates off is the icing on the cake.
Anyway,
In this clip, my viewer sent it in knowing that they'd made a big mistake. They realised they let frustration get the better of them. If there was a danger from behind, going on the hard shoulder as my viewer did would have been a reasonable solution, but in this scenario it wasn't. However bad people are around, don't lower your standards.
You're meant to use the whole.
I'd like to say a big thanks to this viewer and in fact everyone who has the courage to send me clips knowing that I might pick them to pieces. The amount of people that we help by doing this is huge. In this clip we're going to be watching a motorcyclist who's a little up ahead to the lane to the left of my viewer. Do they show you any signs that they wish to lane change to the right? They've kept a pretty steady distance and speed with the lorry in front, so the reaction of the motorcyclist when they signal and move virtually at the same time baffles me. I literally have no idea what this entitled motorcyclist was going on about. I'm sorry for not being able to read your mind, mate. I did think about the possibility that my viewer had a right signal or even a left signal on throughout this clip, but you'd be able to hear it with the audio. Can you come up with any theory for this, or are we just going to stick with that this guy was deluded? Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you also spot him telling the lorry driver off for poor lane discipline? Mile for mile, motorways are the safest roads here in the UK. But as we've seen from this video, and in fact from this clip with the white BMW in front of us, the motorways are littered with danger. When collisions happen, they can be very serious in nature, so we've got to be safe. Points to take from this video. Lane discipline is really important, and we're poor at it in the UK, and also attitude is the be all and end all. Keep safe everyone, I'll see you soon.